What's up, everyone? Justin here, back with a new video. This is what I'm calling it. Year in Wrestling 2024, the year in wrestling, my awards. What I thought was the best in wrestling in 2024. I made up some categories. It was a hell of a year. It was a great year. It really was an all-time great year in wrestling. For AEW, not so much in my opinion. I ignored most of AEW in 2024 since about May. I've watched some stuff weekly, like highlights on YouTube of AEW. But a lot of it, the TV's Collision, Dynamite, I've ignored. I've not watched a full episode of Collision or Dynamite since May. But guess what? We're in 2025 now, and it's a new era. AEW and Dynamite and Collision are available live on Max. Or you could watch on demand on Max anytime you want. That's a really good thing. I really like that. It's going to help me out personally. If I don't want to watch Dynamite live, if I'm busy, if I'm doing other stuff, especially during the summers, I doubt I'll watch Dynamite live. But yeah, I'm very happy. I just want to say and mention this. I'm very happy that in 2025 AEW's on Max, so I can follow the product more and better. I'll be honest, if I really wanted to see a Dynamite before, when they were not on streaming, if I really wanted to see a Dynamite or a pay-per-view, I would get it off a wrestling site. There's many wrestling sites out there if you want to look for them. But my point is, AEW on Max, it's a great thing. It's easier for me to watch the product when if I'm not busy on Thursday or Friday, I'll watch Dynamite on Max whenever I can. So that's a great thing. AEW's on Max for probably the next 3 years until their deal is up. Now, their live pay-per-views, I doubt I'm going to buy them. If they're like $40 to $50 extra on Max, I'm not going to pay $40 or $50 for an AEW show. I would stream the live pay-per-views on Max, but they're not going to do that because Tony Khan wants to make some extra money for his product, I guess. He wants to make extra income from pay-per-view. Or he wants fans to just pay a little extra for the AEW pay-per-views, but I think it's a stupid idea. If I would put my promotion on Max, I would have the pay-per-views for free with a Max subscription. That's way better, but they're not going to do that. But you do have to make income and money somehow. They're definitely not making it in ticket sales much. Maybe for pay-per-views, but not for TVs. They're not making like any profit, barely. How could you? Can't make a profit much. You have only under 2,000 fans showing up, or 3,000. So yeah, I'm so happy AEW is on Max. It's great for me as a wrestling fan. It's a lot easier to follow AEW on a streaming service than just watching YouTube highlights. And also, I got to mention WWE in 2025. AEW's on Max. Also, WWE's on Netflix. The deal has started. Raw is a few days away on Netflix. But Netflix already uploaded a whole bunch of old content from Raw's old episodes of Raw. Some of them, not every episode. Trust me, I checked. And I was kind of surprised Peacock has no more episodes of Raw at all. That was a little surprising. But Netflix has some old episodes from 90. I think the first episode, 93, some from 94. Or maybe one or two from 94. I know they have Bret Hart 1-2-3 Kid Raw episode from 94 in July is on Netflix. Some are from the Attitude Era are on Netflix, mostly with The Rock and Stone Cold in them. Yeah, so, and they got some new shows on Netflix. Monday Night Raw, top 10 Intercontinental title matches, top 10 women's matches, top 10 Raw tag team matches, top 10. A lot of Raw top 10s are on Netflix to watch. And Big E is a host. Hopefully he gets involved on Monday night. And, I don't know, gets involved with the New Day in a segment. Big E will be the host of, or will be on the Raw post show, so maybe New Day will show up and punk them out. I don't know. I expect Big E to show up in the Rumble. I really do, as a surprise. So, yeah, it's great. 2025 is going to be better than 2024 in wrestling because of the Max. AEW on Max, WWE Raw on Netflix. And I think they're also going to put out specials on Netflix, like documentaries, maybe, or new documentaries. But I think they're still going to do the Legends documentary show on A&E, I believe. I think they're going to do one on DDP in 25, I think. I don't think they already did a A&E documentary on Legends on DDP, I believe. They already did one on them, I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know who else they could do. They've done everybody almost. They could try to do Hulk Hogan on Legends. So here we go. This is 2024, the year in wrestling. Stuff I enjoyed and liked. My matches of the year, women of the year, stuff like that. Let's start with AEW, male superstar, male wrestler of the year. For AEW, I picked Will Ospreay. I thought he was damn good in 24. Will Ospreay was the wrestler of the year in AEW, not Jon Moxley. To me, Moxley is very boring, needs to go away, get off TV. I'm sick of him. I don't want to see him for a couple months. AEW has a few guys I don't care to see. That's why I don't watch their weekly entire show. It's just like watching the women's segments and matches. But Will Ospreay, he was damn good. He's AEW's Wrestler of the Year, in my opinion, for 24. AEW's Woman of the Year. She was AEW's MVP, Woman of the Year, Superstar of the Year, or whatever you want to say. Timeless, Toni Storm. She was so good. Is Timeless Toni Storm. So entertaining. Her gimmick was original. It was different. I don't know who came up with it, Timeless Toni, but it was damn good. So entertaining. I understand why they went away from it, kind of, but hopefully it comes back because she was so good. So entertaining at being Timeless Toni Storm. Her stupid butler, Luther, he was pretty funny. She was with Mariah May for most of the year. Mariah May was dressing up as her, cosplaying Toni Storm. Then she turned on her. That was good shit. Want to talk about most shocking turns? It was Mariah May in AEW. One of the most shocking turns, her turning on Toni Storm. I didn't see that happening this soon, but it did. She beat her up, busted her open with her shoe or high heel. That was great. And Toni Storm, Timeless Toni, got color and was busted open. I was not watching much of AEW in 24, but I did watch enough. And Mariah May was a highlight, and Timeless Toni Storm was a highlight, and Will Ospreay. For the rest, I didn't care about. There are a few women I like. Thunder Rosa, I'm glad she's back. And she was back in 24 wrestling again. She was cleared. She had a bad back injury, I believe. Also, I'm a fan of Chris Statlander. Anna Jay, I'm a fan of. Julia Hart was a TBS champion for a little while. I'm a fan of Willow Nightingale. She had a good 24. I guess Athena is still the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and I don't care. I don't watch Ring of Honor. But Athena, I guess, had a great year because she's still a champion. And she's been champion long enough. Have her drop the damn title already. It's enough. They're going to have Athena try to break like Roman's record? Or is that what you're trying to do, Tony Khan? Have Athena be champion for over 4 years? God. And she recently defeated, what's that woman's name that she defeated at Ring of Honor's final battle in December? God, I can't think of the woman's name, but Athena defeated her on pay-per-view, which she should have lost the title. God, I can't think of her name, but Athena defeated her. So, yeah, AEW's MVP and Woman of the Year, Timeless Toni Storm. In best free agent signing for AEW was Will Ospreay, not Mercedes. I like Mercedes, but she was not the best signing. She's still a hell of a worker, great wrestler, but I don't care about her as much as I once did when she was Sasha Banks. Will Ospreay, best signing for AEW. Not Okada, Will Ospreay, in my opinion. Okada, how they debuted him was fucking embarrassing and stupid. They had him join the Young Bucks in the Elite. That was horrible booking. But at least he's a Continental Champion now away from the Elite. So, biggest signing, as I said, for AEW was Will Ospreay. I thought he should have went to WWE, but I think everybody should if they want to have a better career. But they take the money. AEW's paying. Very good. You want to take the money and not be seen by as many fans, then go to AEW. If you want to be in the big leagues and be seen by more fans, go to WWE. And some did. Some picked AEW. Some picked WWE. Best signing for WWE now. I said Will Ospreay was. Now for WWE it was. Where did I write it down? Anyways, the best signing was Julia and Stephanie Vacor. Julia and Stephanie Vacor, it's a tie. They were both the best signing free agents signed by WWE, Stephanie and Julia. They're both doing great things in NXT. So them signing, I loved it. I was so happy, and I'm a big fan of theirs. They're two of my favorite women wrestlers is Stephanie Vicor, Julia. Hopefully Julia wins a title at New Year's Evil. Second time's a charm. Because she lost it to Roxanne on the debut on the CW. But second time will be the charm. So I can't even think of... Oh yeah, Motor City Machine Guns was a good signing. Also for WWE. But for women, it was Stephanie and Julia. And a funny thing about Stephanie Vicor, she wrestled Mercedes on an AEW pay-per-view Forbidden Door. And then like 1 to 2 months later, she signed with WWE. Smart by her. Very smart. I thought, or AEW thought they had her signed, that she was going to come there. They were wrong. And she did the better... She made the better decision for her career to go to WWE, because if I was a wrestler, I would rather work under Shawn Michaels and Triple H than Tony Khan. That's just me. I'd rather work under someone with a ton of experience that was an actual wrestler, not some dork that was just trying to book his wrestling figures as a dream come true. Now that he's an adult. I did that when I was a kid and teenager. I booked my wrestling figures. Doesn't mean I'd be a good booker in real life. If I had a company that I started, seriously, I would hire a wrestler or someone with a ton of wrestling experience to be my booker. I would not put myself as the booker, even though I would want to. I would want some input, but I wouldn't want to be... I wouldn't do that. Okay? That's the truth. I would want to, but I wouldn't. That's not smart. So yeah, best signing, Stephanie Julia for WWE. Let's go to... categories. Tag Team of the Year. For AEW's, it's FTR. Great tag team. For WWE, Tag Team of the Year is a tie between 3 teams. Street Profits, they had a great year. They didn't win the titles, but they had great tag matches. Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, and DIY. They were the Tag Team of the Year for WWE. For Viking Raider, or War Raiders, not Viking Raiders. If War Raiders were together longer before the end of the year, they probably would have been a top tag team also. Now let's go to Women's Match of the Year. Women's Match of the Year. Liv Morgan, who I'm a huge fan of Liv. Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, SummerSlam 2024. That's my Women's Match of the Year. For AEW, it's Mercedes and Stephanie Vicor from AEW's Forbidden Door pay-per-view. That match I thought was great. Also, I would like to mention Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch had really good matches at Queen of the Ring. King and Queen of the Ring, they had a really good title match. Liv won. And then Becky, Liv in a steel cage on Raw. That was a hell of a main event. Is Becky, I believe, put over Liv, going out of the company to take a break. She will be back. I predict Becky returns on Raw on Netflix this Monday. By the way, check me out live on Monday night. I'll be reacting to a historic first ever Raw on Netflix. Hopefully it will be history making. Hopefully we get new champions or something special. So let's say there are the women's matches of the year for AEW and WWE. Now let's go to, sadly, this category is talents I think might be released in 2025. I hope they're not, but they might be. You can't keep everybody like every year if you're just paying them to sit at home. That's very stupid. If you're paying them to sit at home, Tony Khan, and do nothing, and you're paying them a good amount of money. But here's some talents I think could be released. Please release the Young Bucks. Please. Please. Release them, Tony Khan. They're useless. They're absolute hacks. They absolutely suck. And they're not good anymore. They are horrible. They look like shit. They look like a homeless person. They just look bad. They don't look tough. They don't look like wrestlers. They look just like regular fucking guys like me. Seriously. I could beat them up. I guarantee it. So, yeah. Release the Young Bucks. But I doubt they will be released. Because they're EVPs. And I guarantee you they bring nothing creatively good to AEW. They're fucking hacks. And they're way past their prime by at least 5 years. Don't even let me talk about Jericho. He's way past his prime. He cannot go anymore. Sting is like a 63-year-old. Sting could go better than Jericho right now in 2025, I bet. I bet money on it. Sting would look better in the ring than Jericho. And he did. In 24, we said goodbye to Sting, the icon, the Stinger. It was very sad, but he deserves to enjoy his retirement. He's been in wrestling for decades. So, please release the Young Bucks. That'd make me so happy if I heard they got released. Sadly, Blair Davenport, she might get released because they barely ever use her on SmackDown. But now SmackDown's 3 hours. Hopefully she gets booked more. Apollo Crews, he might get released. I don't wish anybody gets released except the Young Bucks and another person, a woman, I'll mention. Also, who might get released, I'm not a fan of her anymore, Nikita Lyons. She might get released in 2025 because to me, she's not good anymore. The only way she'll keep a job is because of her looks. Because she's thick, and a lot of fans like that, I guess, are watching her. I hope he doesn't get released, but he might. Ashanti Adonis, he might get released in 2025. But that's all the talents I have getting released. I would be happy if the Young Bucks get released. And Nikita Lyons, if she got released, I wouldn't care one bit. But Apollo, Blair, Davenport, Ashanti Adonis, they don't deserve it. But it might happen. Hopefully not. Talents, before I go to more categories of my favorite wrestlers in WWE Match of the Year for the men. Look out for these wrestlers in 2025. Tatum Paxley, Shotzi Blackheart, Soruka, Thea Hale, Julia, Jada Parker, Stephanie McCoy, Mariah May. They had good 2024s. Look out for them more in 2025. My favorite wrestlers of 2024. Asuka. Sadly, she was gone. I think in June or July. she was gone, had knee surgery. She was working injured, I think, for a couple months. She stayed around, got through WrestleMania, and then took off time to get knee surgery. I love Asuka. She's my favorite of all time. And she was one of my favorites in 2024. Liv Morgan had an all-time great year. Liv Morgan, one of my favorites in 2024. Also, Rhea Ripley, CM Punk, Braun Breaker, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and Seth freaking Rollins were more of my favorites in 2024. Also, Damian Priest and Gunther. Now let's get to WWE Match of the Year. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. It was so good. It was bloody. It was brutal. I loved every minute of it. It was so good. By the way, if you don't have Peacock, watch Hell in a Cell. Punk and Drew's available on WWE's YouTube for free to watch. Just got to sit through a few ads if you want to watch it. The ads are nothing. A lot of them are only 5 seconds or 20, 30 seconds. Also, I want to mention another match of the year, but it's not over Punk and Drew in Hell in a Cell, but Cody Roman. WrestleMania 40 was so good. Damn, it was good. That's a mention. Also, more of my favorite talents. I want to mention Mariah May, Timeless Toni Storm, Anna Jay were also some of my favorites in 24. And, I said, Jada Parker too. Definitely Jada Parker. And Shotzi, but sadly she wasn't around most of the year. But she's back now. I love that. Shotzi's back. Has a match at a 6-woman tag, I believe, at New Year's Evil. Which I'm going to play that match in WWE 2K. I think it's happening at New Year's Evil. Fatal Influence against Shotzi, Tatum, Gigi. So most, biggest, before I get to most improved, biggest flop. In 2024, they're in AEW. Shocker. Chris Jericho, biggest flop. He shouldn't have been wrestling as much as he did. Shouldn't have been on TV every week. Should not be the ROH World Champion. I guess Tony Khan, I heard a rumor. He put the title on Jericho so Ring of Honor could get a TV deal. Well, it didn't work. Didn't work. If ROH ever gets on TV, syndicated, my guess, because Tony Khan paid for the time, for the TV time. And there's nothing wrong with paying for TV time if you're going to make some of the money back from commercials, I guess. ECW paid for TV time, and I think Ohio Valley Wrestling currently pays for TV because they're on TV here every Saturday night. OVW has a 2-hour show on network TV here. I think they're paying for the syndicated time slot. Who knows? I don't know if WOW Women of Wrestling is paying for their time slot, but they're still running shows every week also. Or I'm sure they tape a ton of shows at once. But WOW Women of Wrestling is still going, and I just started following them again, trying to watch them. So, biggest flop was nobody in WWE, in my opinion, did that bad. Biggest flop has been Jericho and Mercedes. But Mercedes is doing better since, I would say, November. Jericho, I'll never be a fan of him again. I don't care about him. Most improved. Most improved. It's 2 women. Jada Parker, So Ruka. Most improved. They were very good in 24. I can't wait to see what they do in 25. Woman, NXT Woman of the Year, Roxanne Perez. She was so good. She had great title matches. WWE Female Wrestler of the Year for WWE, Liv Morgan. Maybe I already said that. Liv Morgan for WWE. For AEW, it was Timeless Toni Storm. So there's all the categories for the year in wrestling 2024. Also for AEW's Match of the Year, this is the final category. AEW's Match of the Year was, I just watched it, Will Ospreay and Okada from World's End pay-per-view. Hopefully Max uploads that pay-per-view within a month or two. I don't know if they will, but hopefully they do. So far, the AEW pay-per-views on Max, it's only like, I think 4 or 5 of them. From 2019 mostly, I think. And maybe 2021 or something. Or 2020. But yeah, Max, AEW, Tony Khan, you should want all your content on Max. But maybe Max doesn't want it all. I don't know. I did hear about WWE's deal with Netflix, that they could get out of it in 5 years if they want to. They could get out of it, leave, and go back to cable or network TV or another streaming service. They could get out of it if they are offered more money. I don't know. Can't be offered more than $500 billion. I don't see them leaving, but who knows. If they want to get out of it for a better deal, they could. But that'd be pretty stupid, because I'm sure Netflix has more subscribers than ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, Amazon, Max, Prime. To me, I'm sure Netflix, it's number one. Has the most subscribers out of anyone else. So WWE would be kind of stupid to leave. And it's confusing in America. If you want to see the premium live events, keep Peacock. They're on Peacock. If you want to see Raw, go get Netflix. If you want to see SmackDown, you gotta have USA Network. And if you want to watch NXT, get CW. CW's free on network TV. Also, they have a CW app with NXT on it, uploaded on Wednesdays. But yeah, if you want to be a really good wrestling fan and follow WWE full-time, AEW full-time, you need Netflix, Peacock, and Max. And cable for USA Network. Or just rip it all off on some wrestling site stream. But those usually stopped working when I would watch them years ago. That's it. Or actually, there's more. I'm not done yet with the 2024, the year in wrestling. Some of my favorite returns we had. Returns in 2024. Naomi in the Royal Rumble. And Jade. Jade came to WWE. That was awesome. Roman Reigns returned at SummerSlam. NXT TNA relationship. That was so good. I really enjoyed it. Jordan Grace appeared. Rosemary appeared. I love her on NXT. And Joe Hendry appeared. And the Rascals came back together for a short time. More of my favorites. More of my favorite wrestlers I forgot to mention. R-Truth. The guy's hilarious. He always makes me smile and laugh when I'm watching him. Damian Priest, I said. Gunther, I said. Dominic Mysterio. He's underrated. He had a good 24. He was good. He was very good in his role he played with Liv. And basically backstabbing Rhea before her knowing it. The fans all knew it was coming, but Rhea did not see it coming. Also, Liv and Dom together was so good. They're still good together. Hikaru Shida. I didn't see her much on Dynamite, but she did come back and appear on Collisions a few times. I watched her. I'm a fan of Hikaru Shida. Toni Storm, one of my favorites. Mariah May, Tatum Paxley also, and Chelsea Green. She had a great 24. First ever women's U.S. champ. And those are more my favorite wrestlers. And go away. Jericho, go away. Moxley, go away. Nia Jax, go away. Join me tonight. SmackDown, 3 hours. First time, 3 hours. On USA tonight, I'll be live. So check out that live reaction tonight on this channel. Check out my gaming uploads. I love video games. It's a great passion of mine. I love it. Love it. Love video games and gaming. So there it is, everybody. Year in Wrestling 2024. Hope you enjoyed the show, and Happy New Year.